Alright, welcome back to UrbanX TV. First video of 2018. Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New Year, or Happy Old Year if you're living in archaic times. Whatever. You know what we mean.
You know what I'm saying? So, back here with the Black Dad, you know, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. I'm not going to lie to you.
Okay.
So I'm going to be throwing a lot of stuff at you today.
Before we do that, let me do a commercial.
Oh, before we do that, subscribe, like, share, subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell, all of that kind of stuff that we do in social world.
You know what I'm saying?
Right now, the quick commercial. This is the absolute last copy of this book. I want to thank all of those who had the support. We had 10 books. There was $100 a piece. This is the last. All right? And I'm taking it down off the website. You might have to go to Momi Publishing at hotmail.com through your PayPal account. The first person that drops $100 plus shipping and handling, because I told you I gotta handle your book. That's $2-3 for me, right? The first person will get this book. They're all signed, autographed. This will say book #1. Thanks, congratulations, and I hope that it provides some insight and pleasure to your life. This book is now $20. See, I had a sale going on for 2-3 months. It was $10 plus shipping and handling. This is now regular price, still worth the money. $20. Now, plug in AA Rashid's album, Dog Food. Go to myson.nyc.com. This is audio art. It's 21 songs. It's amazing. It's not hip hop. The shit ain't rap. It's an algorithm interrupter. So it's Gil Scott-Heron mixed with hip hop, mixed with jazz infusion, and Rashid is dropping it. Dropping an amazing joint. I'm on track number 11. Yours truly. This is $49.95. Again, take pleasure into the art that we create. This is an amazing piece. My Son, mysun.com, and you can cop this piece right here. It is an amazing piece of work. With that being said, let's get down to it.
So I'm gonna come straight at you with something. So yesterday I saw it on Twitter that some people were upset at the singer Ginuwine for refusing to kiss a transgendered woman or transgender. I'm not sure how that works.
Right.
It was a transgendered person. So how did you, what were your initial thoughts on that?
All right, first of all, I'm homophobic. I have to say that because I am afraid I might catch gay. You could get that shit on your fingers. Listen, you could get that shit on your finger. If you rub that shit in your eye, hey, okay? Nah, I'm only kidding. I just like to open up with a little bit of comedy. But in my book, Hip Hop Decoded, I did say,
Urban Culture Decoded.
I'm an Urban Culture Decoded, that I'm homophobic, racist, and anti-Semitic. Let me tell you why I said those things. Because those are the 3 things that they normally come and attack you with if you're trying to be in their inner circle. Right. Those are prerequisites to be in the Hollywood circle. You have to understand this you can't be anti-Semitic. Jews run the industry. I'm just telling you what it is. Just follow Harvey Weinstein is at the bottom of the top upper tier, right? So you better understand that cloth talk to where them Jews get down, they run this is their thing. And they're sorcerers, because all of this stuff in Hollywood, remember, is dealing with casting spells and all of that kind of stuff. Racist, the subordinates of all that is white people. They're the ones who keep this engine running in Hollywood, the music industry, and all of that. And then there are the gays, or LBGTQWZP, all of the letters, right? And if you, especially in fashion, entertainment, so there are steps that you have to take to be included in that side. I didn't create the rules, I'm just telling you what they are, right? Now you have to add transphobia. I didn't add that to the book because I didn't know there was such a term, right? So now, Ginuwine is overseas or somewhere he's doing a radio show. Seemed like an overseas thing to me. I'm not really sure.
I'm not sure what the show was.
And a transgender is saying to him, why wouldn't you date me, in essence?
Right.
And he's like, I only date women. And the transgender's getting almost offended and saying, well, I have the characteristics of a woman I identify. Long story short, the transgender grabs Ginuwine and says, give me a kiss. And Ginuwine pulls back like, whoa. And then the transgender says, see, this is exactly what I'm talking about. This supports the fact that, you know, there needs to be change. And I'm saying that was sexual harassment.
That was.
If a black man did that to a white woman or a man in general in this day and time and said, give me a kiss, and then when you pull back, that's you know what I mean?
Right.
So, and the internet is going crazy. Some people are for and some people are against. We need to get over this, get over that. I do not date men. I do not date men who dress up as women. I do not date men who associate with being women. This is my preference of choice. And I shouldn't have to defend that in this day and time. But that's transgender shaming is what he was doing. Right. In essence, yeah. Right? We have to be careful because now they're stepping up their game now. And they're outing you if you're not with their program. They run all this industry stuff. You already know what it is. So I'm in support of Ginuwine saying, oh, pump the brakes. That doesn't mean he doesn't allow you or appreciate you doing what you do. I've always stated, and I'm going to say it again, I have many gay people in my family who I love, and I'll knock your top off for them. But that does not necessarily mean I subscribe to that way of life. If you like it, I love it. That's what my mother would always say. Has no bearing on my existence. All right? So I want to make that crystal clear when I say these things. But if we in a society now where if I don't subscribe to somebody wanting to be a woman and I have to act like you're a woman and embrace you in that manner, then we're going to have problems. Right. All right? So as we move forward, we have to keep our eye on this because this might be the test run. These transgenders might start coming out the woodworks and pushing themselves on you on national TV to see what your response is. Now, Ginuwine is an artist who's already been established in the industry. He's not trying to get in, he's in. Right. You know what I mean? You know, I don't know about his new success, but he's an established artist, so he'll be fine. I'm pretty sure he's seen much worse when the cameras wasn't rolling. So that's my take on that. You know, there's so many, there's transgender, then there's going to be the animal gender, and I feel like a bird, and I already went through all of that kind of stuff. And I'm serious. When I go to your restaurant, if you ain't got a kitty litter box where I can take a piss, I'm going to sue because I'm feeling like a fucking cat. That's where this is going. Where do we draw the line on what's real and what's not real? All right?
Right. So following up on, you know, in the same area, Nipsey Hussle, right?
Nipsey Hussle, yes.
He's a West Coast rapper.
Very powerful young brother.
He posted up a picture on Instagram. Did you see this?
I didn't see the picture.
I'm sure. Okay. Let me get this up.
I like when I don't see the stuff, so I can kind of give you just a straight, honest, you know, how I feel about these things.
Yeah. Here's the caption. Demonstration speaks louder than conversation. They're gonna feed us every image of our men and boys, but this one. No hyper-violent, no homosexual, no abandoners, just strong black men. Just strong black men. Respect to my big homie, and then he tagged somebody else, right? So after he posted that, I started seeing a lot of people saying, oh, Nipsey Hussle was canceled for those comments he made, you know, because all people pointed out was what? What'd you think?
No homo?
No homosexuals, right?
Right.
So the guy from Black Lives Matter, the guy Derey, the one who always wears the blue vest.
Right, right.
He went at...
Is that the openly gay guy?
Yes.
From Black Lives Matter?
Yes.
Okay.
He went at Nipsey Hussle on Twitter. They had an exchange, and what his argument was he basically lumped up being a homosexual as with the other negative connotations that go along with black men. Nipsey Hussle's argument was that wasn't my intent. All I was doing was showing that there was no agenda in this picture.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It was just showing black men as they are. There was no agenda in this picture. I don't care if they were gay. I respect gay people, but I don't care if they were gay. It's just, and then, which was dope as well, because he was responding to people in the comments as well, and he was saying, read the ISIS papers. I'm not dumb.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I know what an agenda is when I see it. You're not going to piss on my head and tell me it's rain.
Absolutely.
Right? So what did you, so now that you just...
Okay, I want to say this. Big up to the straight black pride movement. Keisha, Irritated Genie, and all of that. The heterosexual man is becoming an endangered species in this day and time. Soon, women are not going to believe another woman has a heterosexual man at home. They're going to be like, for real? You have one? Be like, yeah, I got one. And when they go into the room, you're going to see a nigga in there with a beer, watching the game, scratching his balls. And they're going to be like, oh, shit. They still exist. That's where this shit is going. Okay? So, if a woman has a heterosexual man at home, this motherfucker's going to be like a dinosaur. You know what I mean? Just watch. I'm only looking at trends. You know what I mean? Because remember, nothing happens by accident with these evildoers. All right, there's always an agenda under the agenda within the agenda.
Right.
And if you can't stand up in this day and time and just say, I just want to see positive black males without a backlash, we have a problem.
Right.
If you are gay, let that be your business if you have no agenda. Right?
Right.
So you get people who only thing they saw, like for instance, in my book, I speak about gays.
Right.
All right? In the chapter where I say, let me find it. The LBG community in the urban community, right? You know, and the first 5 pages is blank. Because how I personally feel about it or how you personally feel about it is fucking irrelevant. It's not going to change the dynamics of how our society is run. I have no personal problem with somebody making a personal choice on their own about how they choose to live your life. It has no bearing on my existence.
Right.
Right? But when an agenda is in place by those in positions of power who know and understand a TV show is bigger than just a TV show. Right?
Right.
Remember, if you don't say no, it's like saying yes. So they introduced this slowly. This didn't just pop out of nowhere. They had an agenda long before you knew it was an agenda.
Right.
Right? So gentrification just doesn't happen in your neighborhood. They bring in a few white people, brave white people. You know what I mean? And they be like, these like Nordics. These be like barbarian Viking white people who don't give a shit. They set up shop. And 10 years later, they run that shit. You wonder, how the fuck did this happen?
Right.
It's because it's a plan in place. I told you, my elders told me these white people are bisexual by nature. This is a nature thing for them. And they understand they just can't spring this on you. This has to go through a series of steps before it is accepted in this day and time. So now in this day and time, we are now at the point where if you are a strong heterosexual black man, you are in danger because you can't just come out and say, that's not my thing. I don't get down with that. I just want to see positive images of who we are as a collective. And now with social media, you have the gay mafia. The gay mafia used to be a small group. This is how crazy it is. Now we have to have a group called Straight Black Pride to gather the remainder of the goddamn heterosexual men.
Right.
Back in the days, they had to have a fucking small group to bond together to do whatever the fuck they do.
Right.
Now they are the majority, or people are on the fence. And then you get black women who say, well, people should just be who they are, and then you complaining that there are no fucking black men. I'm confused.
And here's my thing about that as well. So, when I'm on Twitter, right? And something like this pops where it's a black man versus a gay dude or a trans woman or trans man, I'm not sure. They just against something that they're going back and forth with somebody in that community, right? They're all for that, the LGBT community. right? They're all against the black man.
Mm-hmm.
Only when the trans woman or the trans woman says they're just as much of a woman as a real woman, then they have a problem with that.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Then they feel like, oh wait, come on, you're not a woman though.
Make up your mind.
Make up your mind.
I'm fucking confused here.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's not a shot at black women in particular or just people in general.
I think
I'm clearly understand the difference between an agenda and now you have kindergarten teachers teaching your children through these gay little children's books that it's okay to be gay. I have a serious problem with that, because now, like I mentioned 2 or 3 sit downs ago, when that P is included, which is pedosexual, I don't want to hear nothing. Right? If everybody can be free and this and that. And it was all about the pedosexuals to begin with. They took all of you LBGT people and used y'all as a buffer. No different than the civil rights movement. You had the women's groups and the Jews. All of these people latched onto the civil rights movement only to get their rights, and we the still ones fighting for our damn rights.
To skip the line.
To skip the line. Right? So all these pedosexuals, this is what it's all about. Go understand the Greek and Roman culture. This is modern day Rome. They couldn't just spring that on you that boys is their thing. So they used you people as a buffer. Throw them as the cannon fodder and fight for their rights, and we have these rights, and you do. Be who you want. But the end game, mark my words, the end game, when you start seeing these white men with these little black boys on their laps in public, kissing them in the mouth, I don't want to hear nothing. That's where you want to draw the line. I don't want to hear nothing. Oh, they hurting boys. No, they've been psychologically, mentally, spiritually hurting people. You got to remove hurt as just a physical thing. When a kid has 2 moms and 2 dads, that's their choice. I get it, right? And see, one thing I'm also going to say is, the reason I don't get my panties in a bunch about this, pause, is simply because I understand we live in an environment in which you have to be able to adapt, be swift and changeable so that you may survive in this environment. So no, I'm not going to take the hard stand in the sand knowing that I got cousins that's gay, your pastor is probably gay, your dentist is gay, your mechanic might be gay, your favorite basketball player is gay, your favorite rapper is gay. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. So these people are in your environment. Your favorite singers are gay. You thought they were singing to a woman and they were singing to a guy. I had a problem with Frank Ocean when I found out that song was to a guy. I forget which one it was.
I'm thinking about you.
Thinking about you. Now, I love the song. I did. And this doesn't make me, I'm just saying. And then when I found out he was singing to a guy, I was like, ew. Like, you know what I mean? It just changed. But check this out. But then I started thinking about Luther Vandross and the rest of these guys who made some phenomenal songs. And now we find out that they may have been a little tutti frutti. You see what I'm saying? So then I just had to draw the line and say enough is enough. So I listened to the latest Frank Ocean album with an open mind. Blonde, and it was flames. No pun intended. He not flames. I'm just saying the music was hot. Okay? So this is the stage we're at now, where now I have to defend me just being a heterosexual. We have to have small groups to gather. And here's the dynamic part of that. And I wrote this in the book because I don't want to stay on this subject too long. We all have somebody in our family that we love who are gay. A mother is not going to turn her back on her child whether the child is gay. No different than your child being a prostitute. You may not agree with that lifestyle, but that's still my child. And I'm still going to defend my child. Malcolm, if you ran in the mall and shot up the whole mall, I'll be in the court like this. Yeah, that was fucked up. But that's my son. And you know what I mean? I'm going to ride this. So when your child is gay, beyond anything on your control, if we say this is a sickness, now we going against sick people, I have no problem with gay people per se. It's agenda that I have a problem with, right? The ones who are trying to turn my children gay and say that they can be goddamn free. I ain't grew up free. I grew up as a goddamn black man, and this is what it was. And I hung out with other dudes who, if you did some funny shit like that, they say, we gotta talk, nigga. That shit was a little weird. You understand my point? So we live in a real butterfly type of environment where people are infusing this, and it works. Remember, these ideas, go watch the movie Inception. All you gotta do is plant these ideas, and these ideas come to grow, and you start thinking it's normal or it's natural. It's normal, but it ain't natural.
All right. So, sticking to, you know, what's happening on social media and things like that, today specifically, I've had a problem with fake outrage or over outrage. Everybody just mad at something.
Yeah. People riding the outrage wave.
Yeah. And I feel like, me personally, that social media has turned me into a cynic.
Yes. You
know what I mean? Like, I see stuff, I see people outraged, I go, they gonna get over it in 3 days.
Right.
And then be on to the next thing, right? So the newest thing that was happening since yesterday was the H&M picture.
Yeah, the little kid with the shirt that said,
coolest monkey in the
coolest
jungle.
monkey in the jungle.
Now, what were your initial thoughts when you seen that? Or do you want my initial thoughts?
You can go first.
Alright, so I'll go first. So when I saw it, I saw the sweater. The only thing initially what I thought was like, alright, nobody, you know, on the H&M staff caught that, because I'm sure it went through a whole bunch of offices before that got approved, right?
Absolutely.
So I put most of the blame on that, right?
Okay.
Just being like negligent, I would say. However, and I also thought, like, yeah, this is, the shirt is wild, but I didn't see it as overtly racist. Like, I didn't think they would just be racist, like, oh, put this little black boy in a monkey thing. And I also thought about kids' clothing as well. Like, there's always monkey stuff on clothing, so I didn't really take it that serious. And people are going crazy on Twitter, Instagram. We're not going to H&M. Yeah. And then in response, H&M does what any company do. They issue an apology.
Yeah, and then they
give you a sale.
They give you a sale
and move on.
Right.
So what I noticed that also is, because of the outrage on Twitter, it turned H&M into a trending topic across the country.
That's what I'm getting ready to get into. This was a success. First of all, it wasn't racist. What, Black Dot? Shit wasn't racist. Well, let me clarify that. These people are so racist that they don't even know what they're doing is racist. Let me repeat that for you. These people are so racist, and you are so insignificant within their world that have you ever had a boss who was so racist he don't even know that shit he just said was racist? It's because you are insignificant. So on the surface, yeah, it's a racist. Right. Now, this is H&M, a Swedish company, so I want to tap into that for a minute. Okay. A lot of people outside of America don't associate monkeys, right, with just black people. A lot of them do, right? Like, for instance, what's the guy at the center for OKC? Say his name. Adams. What's his first name?
Steve Adams.
Steve Adams. All right, he's the last year in the finals or in the playoffs. He said, yo, Golden State, they was running around like a bunch of little monkeys. And everybody was like, God. And he didn't mean it in a racist sense. It's just that wherever he's from the mountains somewhere. That's not a racist term within their culture. So now we got to look at it from a cultural standpoint. Right. Now, we do understand it had to go through the photographer, the editor, a whole bunch of people, so it went through all the filters. It had to go through that, and somebody should have been like, well, if it's just in Sweden that we're selling this, then maybe it's no big deal. If it's globally, that's a racist thing to say. So I don't want people to think I don't understand the nuance of subtle racism and overt racism. For us, it may have been overt racism to them. It may have just a subtle, he's the fucking coolest monkey in the jungle. Right? Now, let's look at where he's from. His family might be from the Congo. And because, they said his mother made a statement, he models a whole bunch of clothes. Right? Every dollar he gets might feed a fucking village. So looking at it from that standpoint as well, and his mother's like, nigga, they giving me $8,000, you are the coolest monkey in the jungle. Because we're going to take that money back to our... You don't know people's financial situation. We are so quick to stand on our moral fucking compass and say, oh, and then we're going to boycott H&M. No, you're not. Stop the bullshit. They're going to give a sale. Now, for every black person that boycotts H&M, every white person throws a little extra money their way. See how that shit work? So while we are collectively banding together and we're going to stand outside H&M and y'all need to take that shirt down, that was some bullshit, white people covertly support that shit. So their sales are going to go through the roof because you just gave them a whole bunch of advertisement. I didn't know who the fuck H&M was. I mean, I've seen the store, but they wasn't on my radar until we brought this shit up. Now this shit is fully on the radar. It's not enough black people in the world to boycott H&M where their sales are going to go down. And if white people see that the sales are going down, they're going to go in there and buy extra shit. They was just in there about one little t-shirt for Tommy. Maybe the orange one that said Gorilla... Whatever the fuck the orange shirt said, you know, survival. Oh, yeah, survival. Yeah, they're going to buy 15 of those now to make sure that this company doesn't go out. Because they tired of black people. They tired of you riding the wave. This week is H&M. 2 weeks ago, it was Dove soap. And now we're going to jump on this.
Shea butter.
Shea butter. How could they do that? The Black Panther guy in the Black Panther movie, he's dating a white girl. We might boycott the movie now. Shut up. Stop.
I got my ticket. Right.
Check this out. Not only do I have my ticket, I'm going to be in Kente cloth. Side note for the movie. I want to say this too because, you know, black people, we have a tendency to think that this shit is going to change something in our lives. All right? It's going to be a great movie. People are counting down to see it, but it's going to be just that, a movie. Do not go to this movie telling me is she gonna change your life? And before this movie came out, life was fucked up. And now life is great. And we gonna be on the screen, Wakanda! And all that old shit. Please, don't do that. If you do that, you're playing yourself. Okay? But that's what we do. We make mountains out of molehill. Doesn't mean it's not gonna be some science. My kids are blurs, black nerds, and they can give me the breakdown of all the goddamn you know, backstories. And if I want a more intricate one, Kamani tape, you know, Kamani, Piece of the God, will do a breakdown. Brother Panic does some excellent breakdowns on this shit. Bobby and Phil are the masters. But at the end of the day, it's just a goddamn movie. So let's not make it more than what it is. All right? Where some Europeans green-lighted, let's be clear, a budget so that we can go and have some fucking fun in the theater. Leave it there. Please. All right? Don't start telling me that this is the turning point of life and all that. This is a side note for my Wakanda fans.
So, also what happened, this happened today, as a matter of fact. Adidas has a new sneaker for David Beckham.
David Beckham, the soccer player.
Soccer player. Yes. I think it was David Beckham.
Okay.
But, and it was a black guy, and the sneaker is called the Predator.
Yeah, and the black guy was in the ad.
The black guy was in the ad. And Angela Rye, she's a CNN pundit.
Yeah, I know Angela Rye.
Yeah.
Is that the one she's dating Common?
Yeah.
Right now? Okay.
And she had a big problem with it, and I thought it was just.
But again, this is what we're doing now. This social media shit is dangerous. Unless you're providing something tangible, it's very dangerous because everything you do now, there's an audience against what it is that you're doing who's going to make mountains out of molehills. And don't tell me we need to boycott H&M. If I started taking the inventory of everything in my house that black people do not own, manufacture, make, I'll be on a fucking cardboard box on the corner right now. If we want to get technical with that shit, right? So let's be clear, you want to boycott the NFL, whatever you're doing, just stop it. Because we don't own shit. Now, there are some black clothing companies that now can step forward and we can, you know, demonstrate our support for the kid. But the kid and his mom's like, yo, this is what we do.
Right.
All right? So now every single thing that you don't like, or it's some subliminal stuff, even if it is, Until you run your own companies, put your money on black sneaker companies. That's it. That's the only way you change the game. Complaining about it does nothing but bring more attention. Your focus and attention, that stuff, attention is everything in this realm of existence. Right? So every time you focus your attention on something, the shit heightens. So now they're going to sell more of those sneakers across the international planes because you niggas don't like it. Right? Timberland told you, I don't make sneakers for black people. Timberland sells, I own a pair. I bought mine on the black market. I got mine in the hood. But I still own a pair, right? Michael Kors made it clear I do not make, he clearly said, I'm tired of acting like I like black people. I don't. Sales go up. Gucci, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. We ain't boycotting shit.
Right.
So just stop it with this. Unless we put ourselves in an economic position to really, really make change. And I said in my book, Urban Culture Decoded, I gotta keep plugging it because this shit is so, for now, it's ridiculous. That we need to choose one product at a time and boycott that one product. And even if it means not mentioning it at all, mentions does what? Make the product come to the top of the hashtag list, right? So if you really wanted to boycott H&M, it would have been better not saying nothing, not one word. Silence hashtag silence H&M, and then go spend your money somewhere else. And then that's how you get them. If you're gonna go out there and picket on some Black Lives Matter shit in front of H&M, like the shit is gonna fuck up their sales, you sadly delusional. Point blank.
All right. So your boy Trump has been wilding like usual.
Yeah.
As per usual.
As per usual.
There was a book that came out, Fire and Fury, detailing the inside of the White House, what goes on, and things like that. And basically, he's basically confirming what we all knew. Dude is out of his mind, and he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
So what did you think?
I thought it was right on point. You don't write an entire book of that magnitude without it being a lot of truth. The truth is stranger than fiction with these people. You know what I mean? He never wanted to be the president. All right? He is a promoter, self-promoter of his own goods. It's just that society was so twisted, he fucking won. All right? Let's keep that in a nutshell. And now he has to play the whole shit out. He keep trying to get impeached. And if you think, and this is just to my simpletons out there, if you think Trump is the problem, you are the fucking problem. If you think Trump is the problem, then you are so madly confused that nothing will be able to help you. And what I mean by that is this: if you're trying to suggest that before Trump got in office, life for black people in this country was amazing, and now it's not, you're delusional. I can take a picture of my hood before Obama got in, and take a picture of the hood after Obama got out, and the hood looks the same. The exact same. Nothing changed. No president within the history of presidentum, and I know I just said that shit, made that shit up, has ever done anything for our people. We operate on an entire different frequency. So the economy, none of that shit affects us. We were here. We will continue to be here. So be careful, young people, when you saying you chasing the bag. Whose bag are you chasing? Is there a string attached to that bag, and every time you reach for it, the bag moves further and further away? Is there an ink blotter in the bag? You see what I'm saying? So be careful when you so-called chasing this illusionary bag. That does not mean not go out and get your money and get what you're worth. I'm not saying that at all. You should know your worth and get what you're worth. But if you think any president decides the fate of black people, then, and it happens because now we got this Oprah thing going on. Oprah 2020, right? Yeah. Oprah 2020, she's gonna bring change. Oprah ain't gonna bring a goddamn thing. I got pictures of her with Harvey Weinstein, Donald Trump, Soros, all of these people we call the beast and the enemy. She's chummed up with them. You don't get that high up on that particular rankings in Hollywood and not know what's going on. Oprah gave an amazing speech. I told you I almost had a tear in my right eye as she was speaking. It was almost like water almost came down, right? Great speech about, you know, Sidney Poitier and all this whole kind of stuff. But the undertone message in the speech was, it's our time. It's time for women, right? Oprah has always been against men. All right, I'm sorry, all you beautiful ladies. Everything she does is pro-women. And when you call it pro-women and the black man and black woman are not equal, but we're opposites and we support each other and we should always be as one. Everything we should do should be like this. When it's like this, that's agenda. Right. I'm just for women. I'm going to build a school for women. I'm going to make all these movies about women because down low, they act like they hate men. And this was the perfect, this Harvey Weinstein shit
that's all the awards were.
Was perfect to set the tone that we finally in a position, this is why we hate men. And that's what I heard in the speech, undertoned in all of the glory, your time is up. What the fuck time is up? The white man's time? Is that what she mean? You see what I'm saying? Right. And yet you're in Hollywood with all these white women who all did this, went through the same rituals. Y'all all went through the same rituals to get where y'all at. Okay? And now y'all want to talk about whose time is up. So I was a little confused by that aspect. So I watched it on the surface and it was good. She got an award and she said some things because Hollywood is a fucked up place. Right. You know what I mean? But it's been fucked up from the beginning. And if y'all think these Jewish white men are going to lay down and die, you got another thing coming. And when everybody is being molested, nobody is being molested. And I want you to process that, meaning the... Me Too becomes a you too? Right. Me Too becomes you too, me too, right. Me too, us. Right. And they culturalize your shit, put a hashtag on your shit, and turn your shit into some cultural shit, and it loses its power, it loses its intention. Hollywood is great at fucking doing that. That's what they do. They can take an album that Ice Cube put out where he's going against America and turn that shit into pop culture. I seen them do it with Public Enemy. I seen them do it with all of them fucking groups. You see what I'm saying? So don't think they cannot do that. So this shit is going to become, oh, you know, he got molested too. Oh, yeah, I heard about it. Oh, damn, that was fucked up. He got molested. Nobody's going to jail. I don't see nobody going to jail. Right. And these white Jewish men are using, like, reverse psychology. They like, yeah, I did it. I'm sorry. I'm like, what? Yeah, that was fucked up what I did. I apologize. And they moving on. Ain't nobody coming out in handcuffs. Ain't nobody getting busted in their head with no bottles. Right? Now, Oprah also said some slick shit. She said something in that speech like, this is for all them women who had to do this to feed their kids. I don't know if anybody caught that. I caught it. You see what I'm saying? So what she's saying is, this is what they do. When you face with, like your man Terry Crews who let the white man just walk up to him and grab his nuts with his wife standing right next to him. Right? Right. Now, a little puny ass white man at that. Now, if Terry Crews came up to me with my wife and felt her ass, I might have to take the L on that because he a big nigga. You know what I'm saying? I might throw a few punches to make the shit look good. But this is some big, you know what I mean? No, I'm never going to let some little puny white man, as big as he is, come and grab his nutsack. Really? Stop. So this is what's going on with that.
So what was also interesting too, we didn't get to talk about this, was the Family Feud video. Did you catch that?
The Family Feud video. I thought it was an awesome video.
I thought it was dope.
It was dope.
So, but you know how it went through like the, you know, my great, like the
it went through the different, the lineage. The lineage. And where the lineage starts and what you have to do to start so that, because there is no past, present, future exists simultaneously. Right. So you were seeing Jay-Z in the future, in the past, and present all in one video, dopely done.
Right. So, but then did you, before like the actual song came on, what did he say? He said the foremothers.
Yes.
So it was just women around.
It was just women around.
Talking about, which again.
But who directed the video?
Ava DuVernay.
And Ava DuVernay is one of them women who's on Team Oprah. Right. Okay? She might be gay. I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. But she's also Team Women. Right. All right? So I'm not surprised that she would forecast that out there, a table, a council of women. Where the fuck are the men going? I peeped that. Absolutely.
So, okay.
Yeah, I definitely peeped it.
Yeah.
And, you know, it was subtly done. And
I thought don't get me wrong, I thought it was an amazing video.
The overall video was a Moorish video. It had a lot, you know, he was going through, you know what I'm saying, the rituals of how to start the, you know, the legacy from here with my daughter in the future. I continue to live. The process, we got to take a stand. It's got to be a war. I peeped all of that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody wins when the family feuds. I get it. You know what I mean? This is probably why he's making peace
with everybody.
With everybody. He need to make peace with me. Dude, we need to get a video done. Me and you sitting right here. Let's just get it done. Let's just get it out of the way. You know what I mean? And so we can throw that out there. But I definitely peep where he's going and what his stance is in this particular day and time. And his whole project is amazing in terms of just the way it's shot.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying? How he's bringing that across. I have no problems with that whatsoever. But I did peep the little subtlety in there with just the women at the council. Yeah. Because now they got artificial sperm. I don't know if you saw.
I did not see that.
Yeah, they on the final steps of creating sperm without men.
Whoa.
Okay, I saw it in recently that they getting close. You know, they working on that stuff because they really feel there's no need for you. Remember, all of this stuff is a part of this automated transhumanism system that Phil Valentine spoke about.
Right.
Auto-tunes, I'm doing a piece called Auto-tunes to Autobots. Like, we fell in love with the auto-tune music, and what it was doing was planting a seed within your DNA. So when you start hearing music that's computer generated, not humans, you're gonna say, Lexus, play R&B. And the shit is gonna play R&B that humans didn't create. Because we're already used to the robotic sounds because it's in our DNA now. Because now they're trying to, they have the mathematical equations of what feelings feel like, or so they think. Right. They done translated that shit into ones and zeros. This is what feelings are like. And that's what the music is gonna be. Mark my words, where else could it go? And we play right into it because everybody auto-tuning, right? And we've accepted the fact that you no longer have to be able to sing. I even saw on YouTube a song that was recorded by all computers. And it sounded a little empty, but that's the prototype of that shit. You know what I mean? When they get that shit right, that shit gonna be banging. Because, I mean, what's after mumble rap?
Right. Yeah.
This is what's coming after mumble rap. Niggas gonna be like, yo, this nigga going in. He ain't saying shit, no. What can I say after mumble rap? But niggas gonna buy your album with just a beat on it and be like, yo, that nigga Dot went in. I mean, where else could it go? Right? But to an automated stage where now it's, you know, computer generated 100%.
Alright.
Getting into a little something. Oh, I wanted to speak about the Eminem album.
We can talk about the Eminem album.
The Eminem album was dope. To me.
I disagree, but go ahead.
Okay, let me, but again, the Eminem album, because I'm not looking at it through a hip-hop lens. If I'm looking at Eminem's album through a hip-hop lens, the shit is trash, as Joe Budden's said, right? It's hip-hop. And following the protocol of hip-hop, I looked at the beats, they were popish, check. His bars were always on point, right? He over-rhymes on shit, check. He had some social awareness shit in there, dealing with Trump, other things, social awareness, check. He gave me some trailer park shit about him and his wife and this and that, check. He had all the checks for a hip-hop album. So when I listened to it, I didn't put it in the vein of hip-hop. His album's never been hip-hop to me, right? So when I listen to Migos, I cannot put them with Kendrick Lamar or Jay-Z because it would be a disservice to Migos. All right? I have to listen to Migos within the realm in which it was created. It is mumble rap / whatever it is they do. I get the bag and fumble it, you get the bag, flip it, double it. You know what I'm saying? That shit is dope. I'll be in the car rocking that shit. But I don't misjudge it. There are too many categories now, and we can't use everything as a general standard because you don't appreciate the artists who are here. So Eminem's album was flames, fire, as a hip-hop album / hip rock. And that's just my humble opinion. Now, Joe Budden's got in trouble because he said the shit was trash. Obviously looking at it from a hip-hop scope and lens, and he was right. And we would have roasted him if he didn't say that. Right? If he would have been on some old just alliance to Eminem, the shit was fire, they would have ate his ass alive. 50 coming after him, though. That's what I'm hearing.
Bizarre from D12, too.
Oh, he coming after him, too, because Eminem is the exalted one.
I wrote an article about that on UrbanX.
Okay, or on UrbanX.
Yeah, UrbanX.nyc.
What's the name of that article?
All Hail the All-White Savior.
All Hail the All-White Savior. I wrote in this book, White Men Can't Rap. All right, a masterpiece on how, I don't care how many words you can collectively put together, if you can't hear the hidden beat, which he can't hear because he's not melanated. It's like having a third ear. We have the third eye, you have the third ear. White people are very technical in how they do things. So their dance moves are 1 and 2 and 3, and they have mastered the appearance of having that shit on point. I'm never off tempo when I dance. I don't care if I stumble into the room, I'm on tempo, my nigga. Boom, 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 boom. You see what I'm saying? Because I can hear that hidden beat, that beat between beats. And when we rhyme, we can rhyme on beat, in beat, off beat. He is a technical rhymer. So he understands how to technically put words together, but hip hop is deeper than that. Where's the melanated, the spiritual? That's why whenever he get on a track with a melanated brother, in most cases, he gets crushed. In most cases. I thought he beat Jay-Z on the Renegade joint, but barely. He was close, real close. So you know, so everything.
It was also his beat.
It was his beat.
So yeah.
And he knew he was going up against Jay, and he knew this was a moment in hip hop where he was just receiving his credentials because Dr. Dre was backing him. So I'm not going to say he hasn't earned his way and his right, but he can't MC. I'm sorry, he can't. When I hear his shit, it just sounds like, and he's just putting all of these words together. I know dudes who can put 2 and 3 words together and kill them. So it's not about how many words you can compile on top of each other. Right. Hip hop is deeper than that. This is a spiritual thing we do. This is how we move mountains, literally tectonic plates. This is how we shape people's perception. This is our geometrical patterns coming out in the form of words that change realities. And you have to be a sorcerer of some sorts to really pull that off in that grand scheme of things. And he cannot do that. So I wrote White Men Can't Rap. And then at the end I gave him a little credit and said, oh, maybe I'm just hating and the nigga's nice. You tell me. Okay? So
with that being said, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Like, share, subscribe. Hit us up. We got some things coming. You know what I'm saying? So stay tuned. We appreciate all the support.
Definitely.
It is what it is. Peace.
Peace.